Good afternoon. It is a pleasure to welcome the trustees, university senior leadership, and other visitors to Indiana University Northwest and to the Northwest Indiana region. It is an honor to briefly introduce you to IU Northwest and our role in building Northwest Indiana's future. Our campus vision states that we are Indiana University in Northwest Indiana, and IU Northwest diversity among both our students and employees reflects the demographic, social, and economic character of our region. The different students who make IU Northwest their own each day are not unusual on an urban campus. 2/3 of our students are women. More than 40% are students of color. 45% are first in the family to attend college. A quarter are older than 25 years, and regardless of age, they have many adult employment and family commitments. So with up to 90% of our students employed, it is not surprising that 47% of our students attend part-time, or that even our full-time students enroll on average for only 13 credits each term. High levels of financial need complete the sketch of IU Northwest students. Our students and alumni, of course, tell it best. Danielle Dotson's experience is very typical of IU Northwest students. Like many of our students, she transferred to IU Northwest and is double majoring in business and communication. IU Northwest faculty, students, and staff create a supportive learning environment for a busy adult learner. But when one meets Ms. Dotson, there can be little doubt about the clear-sighted determination that she brings to her plan to earn an Indiana University degree.
Well, I am a married stay-at-home mom of 5 children. My children range from age 7 to 18. When my oldest son was in 8th grade, I started to realize that we were pushing education for him as well as our other children, and I was the only one in the house without a degree. And so that was my motivating factor to return to school. When I was looking at schools and I began to tour different schools and go to orientations and things of that nature, I fell in love with the campus community of IU Northwest. I saw students that looked like me. I saw faculty and staff that cared about students just like myself, and I just felt at home. Looking at the pride in my husband's eyes, knowing that I'm going to school, that I am involved both at school and in personal endeavors, and just seeing that makes me work a little bit harder.
Ms. Dotson is just one of many IU Northwest students who are willing to work very hard and make the necessary sacrifices to complete an IU degree, despite discouraging media images that devalue university study. Our students see earning a degree as a signature life achievement that will enrich their lives and careers, position them for leadership and successful citizenship, and confer an IU degree that commands respect. But our students' often busy, complex lives make continuous enrollment, even part-time, a fragile, frustrating proposition, and this is reflected in the enrollment experience at IU Northwest during the last several years. We achieved an enrollment of 6,184 students in fall semester 2012, which rose to 6,387 in fall 2013, but declined to 6,052 in fall 2014. These changes are accompanied by the familiar revenue dilemma, the combination of a reduced but thankfully stabilizing state appropriation and strict limits on tuition increases. The impact of the revenue dilemma is magnified by enrollment fluctuations in regional campuses like IU Northwest. We have lost enrollment to fewer high school graduates, residual academic preparation deficits, and most recently, competition from improving employment opportunities, a factor documented nationally and by economists at IU Northwest who maintain the Northwest Indiana Economic Index in collaboration with the Times of Northwest Indiana newspaper. The enrollment and credit hour projections developed by the campus academic leadership for fiscal year 16 budget preparation were frankly discouraging, which necessitated a disciplined review of expenditures, a consultative process undertaken by the campus budget committee, which includes both administrative and faculty leadership and is ably led by campus financial officer Marianne Millich. With a minimal impact on personnel, IU Northwest submitted a balanced fiscal year 16 budget without resort to reserves that included expenditure reductions of $1.4 million. There will not be a salary increase in fiscal year 16 for faculty or professional colleagues, but our lowest paid employees, hourly staff covered by the CWA union, police officers, and service maintenance workers, will receive the 2% increase authorized by the university. In addition to expenditure control, the campus response to fluctuating student numbers and the revenue dilemma is a systematic enrollment management approach to recruitment, student persistence, and degree completion. Dr. Alexis Montevergen recently joined us as Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, and we're initiating recruitment strategies that address all of the student constituencies to which our mission commits us. Vice Chancellor Montevergen has recruited a new director of admissions and strategic recruitment, and in addition to redoubling our efforts with high school graduates, our recruitment plan includes systematic attention to students enrolled in the IU Northwest Early College Dual Enrollment Program at high schools throughout Northwest Indiana, transfer students with a strong boost from the Kresge Foundation-supported partnership with Ivy Tech, IU Kokomo, and IU South Bend, adult learners with college credit, and more specifically, those in the region who stopped out as part of IU's Return and Complete initiative, and renewed emphasis on graduate student recruitment and program development. For all of these constituencies, IU Northwest is competing with the attractions and necessity of employment, even though wages continue to be very much a post-recession lagging indicator. An Indiana University degree can make a great deal of difference in the futures of the potential students we are recruiting, and we offer the flexible program and schedule options that will enable them to balance their employment and domestic responsibilities with progress toward degree completion. IU Northwest, for example, continues to rapidly expand high-quality online courses driven by the large proportion of faculty colleagues who are transferring skillful teaching to the online environment. We are optimally positioned for expanded online degree options offered at regional campuses. The overall IU Northwest enrollment and revenue strategy is to immediately exceed and reverse the trajectory of our own projections and achieve reliable growth that generates sufficient revenue to protect core academic assets essential to effective teaching and individualized academic support that enable our students to stay enrolled and complete their degrees. Central to our efforts is a significant improvement in academic advising, planned jointly by faculty colleagues, advisors, and academic administrators, to which needed resources have been reallocated. Our students, of course, are the focus of these initiatives, so let me introduce Datsiana Tillman, a student in the IU Northwest School of Business and Economics. Datsiana is a Gary resident who is the first in her family to attend college. I've got to know her as a student assistant in the Chancellor's office suite, and she is an outstanding example of why on-campus employment is one of the most effective investments in student academic success. Datsiana demonstrates every day that maturity, perseverance, and managing important competing commitments are essential to achieve a bachelor's degree, but Datsiana can speak for herself.
The reason why I decided to pursue a college degree was, well, for the most part, to better myself. And just to make something out of myself. To be able to say that I've actually accomplished, the college experience. I was able to get through it, through the struggles and the successes. It would feel like a big accomplishment to me. I thought, graduating from high school would be a good feeling, but to graduate with a college degree, it's pretty amazing.
Datsiana and her student colleagues deserve nothing less than an academic environment that encourages and creates a meaningful, challenging, high-value experience for them. Among the campus investments that underwrite academic success and degree completion, IU Northwest students can count on an outstanding, committed faculty of teacher scholars. Scholarly and creative activities animate good teaching by faculty colleagues who are scholarly about their teaching and enlist their students as partners in learning and scholars at work. The scholarly and creative record at IU Northwest, supported by campus resources, is distinctive among comprehensive campus faculties and appropriately supports both the IU Research Principle of Excellence and the Bicentennial Strategic Plan priority to catalyze research. During 2014, my 176 full-time IU Northwest faculty colleagues, 122 of whom are tenured or tenure-track, published 116 scholarly articles with an additional 44 accepted or in press, 14 books with 8 more accepted or in press, and 26 book chapters with another 21 accepted or in press. There were also 87 exhibits, shows, performances, and other scholarly and creative activities. The faculty presented more than 260 times at professional meetings and contributed to the scholarly enterprise as editorial board members, editors, referees, and reviewers. They are also dedicated teachers, 3 of whom were recognized at this year's Indiana University Celebration of Distinguished Teaching. And in their courses, they engaged more than 2,000 students in 127,000 community-based service hours. Grant writing is critical to supporting faculty work, and in 2014-15, IU Northwest has secured $1.3 million in grant awards including a $600,000 National Science Foundation Award to a multidisciplinary faculty team that focuses scholarships, targeted academic support, and research funds on students in the STEM disciplines. I am very proud of my faculty colleagues. The scholarly and professional environment is materially affected by the presence of and close academic partnership with the IU School of Medicine Northwest on our campus. In addition to enhancing a distinctive emphasis in the health sciences and professions, School of Medicine Northwest and the College of Health and Human Services give IU Northwest a leadership role and important professional presence in the region. But we are proud of our students' accomplishments too. In IU Northwest's lively academic environment extends beyond classrooms, laboratories, and student technology centers. There are many ways in which our students connect with each other and the Northwest Indiana community. Let us meet Brandon Karcher, who is a Herbert Scholar majoring in biology and Spanish, with the goal to attend the IU School of Medicine Northwest. Few students could be more engaged in the life of our campus than Brandon. Whether he is conducting campus tours or providing leadership in Brother to Brother, an organization of male students of color, Brandon describes how he makes IU Northwest his IU.
There are really so many opportunities through the departments, through the people you get to meet. They know you one-on-one, and you just get so many more opportunities than just the education. I think being involved on campus and being involved in multiple groups is just rewarding in itself. I think when you're in college, you need to learn as much as you can, not only in your studies, but from the outside groups you become a part of. Being here at Indiana University Northwest really helps me engage my community and use the education I'm receiving right now to do that impact that I want later.
I now introduce Mr. Azaz Mahmood, President of the IU Northwest Student Government Association.
Good afternoon, esteemed members of the IU Board of Trustees, and welcome to Indiana University Northwest. My name is Azaz Mahmood, and I am currently a senior here at IU Northwest, working towards a BS in biology. As a long-standing member of student government, I have always found that the best way to serve my student body was by taking the time to listen to what my students had to say. Today, I am very happy to tell you that our students are very excited and proud to be attending an IU school. Excitement is in the air here at IU Northwest, as the new Arts and Sciences building will be breaking ground and beginning construction very shortly. During this time of critical growth and change, however, we as student government are working ever closer with the Office of the Chancellor to discuss challenges that our campus has to face. Enrollment and retention statistics can be a headache at times. Last year, student government prepared several surveys that were given to the IU Northwest students to see how these problems could be addressed. After analyzing those data, student government has been working diligently to increase communication methods around campus. Those statistics were also shared with the Office of the Chancellor and other administrators to better services around campus as well. A new student forum was implemented by student government so that all the clubs and organizations on campus could regularly meet. This allows free communication between the groups to allocate funds and schedule events. This gave rise to working closely with the Office of Marketing and Communication to better develop a more effective way to communicate with our student body. Our goal is to create a more effective way to reach our students to develop a richer campus life and to better retain first and second year students. There are so many things to be proud of here at our community campus. Students have many opportunities to do research with professional faculty and staff. My fellow biology students, Corey Kirby and Tiffany Klug, were researching with Dr. Gupta at the IU School of Medicine Northwest. She was recently awarded a laboratory research grant for $300,000 by the Department of Defense. As Chancellor Lowe mentioned earlier, in February, our campus was awarded over $600,000 in STEM field discipline research. The grant was given by the National Science Foundation and to help attract local students interested in STEM disciplines. I myself am currently researching human retinal pigment epithelial cells for the IU School of Medicine Northwest under Dr. Kennedy. And it's thanks to opportunities like these that IU Northwest students are able to apply what we've learned in a classroom and give valuable experience towards graduate professional education as well as career opportunities. IU Northwest students can also expand their learning beyond the scopes of the campus. International study and internship programs allow our students to travel abroad and continue their education. Allison Cox is a business administration student studying French. She's currently in Paris at a cultural summer school program, and she's pairing her experience with studies in the Paris fashion industry. Brandon Karcher is also studying abroad this summer and is going to Spain for a few weeks as well. Something else to be very proud of here at IU Northwest is our very close relationship with the IU School of Medicine Northwest. Our campus annually hosts Dr. Tallarico's International Human Cadaver Prosection program. This is the only program in the world that allows undergraduate students from all walks of life to come to IU Northwest and work with real human cadavers and medical professionals in our medical school's gross anatomy lab. The program is known internationally thanks to Dr. Tallarico's very unique approach. He allows his students to meet the families of the cadavers while working very closely with local hospitals and physicians. Students are encouraged to write letters and watch home movies about their human cadavers to better understand how they lived, teaching students both basic anatomy and respecting human dignity. This creates a great appreciation for the cadavers and the opportunity to work with them, and to learn from them as much as possible. Because of this very unique and fulfilling program, students from different countries all around the world apply to come to IU Northwest every summer. This year, over 240 students applied, but 50 pro-sectors were accepted to the program. 23 of those students are from IU campuses, and we're very proud that 17 of those students were from IU Northwest. IU Northwest still has many issues to address. In fact, one of the priorities student government hopes to focus on is our campus's commitment and investment into our growing athletics program. Investing in the program can help strengthen campus pride and create a better Red Hawk spirit around campus. Even with our shortcomings, however, IU Northwest continues to grow and educate as this region's university. Thank you.
Thank you, Azaz. To pick up from Azaz, more than 50 student athletes proudly represent Red Hawk athletics on our 7 teams: men's and women's basketball, men's and women's cross country, men's and women's golf, and women's volleyball. Nearly half of our student athletes completed this academic year with a grade point average of 3.0 or higher, and 2 of our athletes, Justin Dexter and Danielle Zanstra, were nationally recognized for their academic achievements. The program's successes include postseason invitations for our women's basketball team in 6 of the last 7 seasons. And we are especially proud that Red Hawk Athletics was named an NAIA Champions of Character 5-star institution for 3 consecutive years, which recognizes student engagement on and off the court. So it is not surprising that our IU Northwest Athletics is a focus for our campus, alumni, and community to gather, socialize, and build a sense of Red Hawk pride. As a crucial regional anchor, we take seriously our role as the region's university, which is consistent with our community-based engagement strategic priority and President McRobbie's commitments. One of the most visible partners and champions for IU Northwest is Karen Freeman-Wilson, Mayor of the City of Gary. We have many opportunities to work together, including implementation of the city's plan for the University Park neighborhood that surrounds the IU Northwest campus. It is a pleasure to introduce Mayor Freeman-Wilson.
When I think about what IU Northwest brings to the city of Gary, certainly the obvious is that it is a premier educational institution. The fact that it is one of the anchor institutions in the city of Gary, located in the heart of the community, and because of that fact, it provides a number of development opportunities for us. It provides an opportunity for us to develop neighborhoods around it. Much of the development work, the economic development work that we're doing in the city is anchored around the university.
The new Arts and Sciences building with Ivy Tech Northwest, for which we are breaking ground, is a cornerstone of the University Park plan and a fitting symbol of Indiana University's commitment to the city and Northwest Indiana. Community-based engagement in Northwest Indiana, which is a long-standing campus commitment, takes many forms. Engagement connects academic programs and student learning directly with community-based experiences. The texture and mutuality of these relationships is described by Gavin Mariano, an IU Northwest and Bloomington graduate and member of our Board of Advisors. Gavin is a program coordinator and marketing specialist at the Crisis Center in Gary.
Well, the benefit of having Indiana University students at the Crisis Center as volunteers or interns is vast. Of course, we help them, we give them the kind of experiences they need to fulfill their practicum requirements, and then of course they benefit us by bringing their talents, by in fact sometimes even challenging us by creating new ideas or bringing forth new challenges that we may not have ever thought of. We have interns coming in who are working at our emergency shelter, interns who are coming in who are working with our teen court program, and we're being really provided with the kind of unique and diverse talent that is coming from Indiana University.
Greater student access to experiential learning opportunities, such as internships, is a bicentennial plan and Blueprint 2.0 priority that has been actively embraced by the IU Northwest Board of Advisors. Since such a high proportion of IU Northwest students already support their continuing enrollment by working, our Board of Advisors is exploring ways to bring the value of internship experiences to students who cannot otherwise accept unpaid commitments. Since this is a common challenge across IU regional campuses, the results of our Board of Advisors project that has the potential for adaptation elsewhere. In addition to the human and intellectual resources that IU Northwest students, faculty, and staff contribute in our region, IU has measured the campus's economic impact at more than $100 million as a major employer and customer for products and services. But each of our graduates, the overwhelming majority of whom remain in the region, demonstrate how student academic success and an Indiana University education contribute to the future prosperity and vitality of Northwest Indiana. IU Northwest graduate Scott May, a corporate finance officer at Centier Bank, tells a story that will be familiar to many other IU regional campus alumni.
I think I probably look like, looking back, a lot of the students here, working my way through college, having a family at the same time. It was very convenient for that. I was able to work for a local community bank. I was able to go to a local community school. It all kind of fell together. Ended up getting a job at that bank that started my career. At the same time, though, I felt like I got an IU degree. I mean, I felt like I was part of the Indiana University overall, so I didn't feel like I was losing anything or shortchanging anything on my education. I look at the community at large, the campus sitting here in downtown Gary, and knowing as a child growing up in the area that Gary used to be a big thriving city. It's fallen on economic recession times, and that bothers me. I would really like to see kind of revival of the community here and some investment by the business people to start new businesses and provide new jobs and kind of restore the Gary area. I think the university plays a big part in keeping a heartbeat here.
Mr. May is a good example of the ways in which IU Northwest both provides and supports leadership in the region through continuing contributions of our growing numbers of graduates. Along with our students and alumni, many of us who work at IU Northwest are also engaged in the communities that send us our students. Community-based engagement is a good way to see how IU Northwest's academic resources can make a direct contribution to both quality of life and regional leadership. The Criminal Justice Program in the IU Northwest School of Public and Environmental Affairs demonstrates how IU Northwest has a practical impact in Northwest Indiana, enhances the academic experience for students, and takes full, innovative advantage of the applications of faculty scholarly work. Professor Joseph Ferrandino and his students began collecting incident data from the Gary Police Department and using GPS to map the data to enable the police to more effectively deploy limited resources. 2 years on, this initiative, with grant support, now involves 24 Northwest Indiana collaborating agencies that use the project data to allocate resources more efficiently and achieve measurable decreases in crime in their jurisdictions. The Times of Northwest Indiana newspaper posts the data daily on its website, and in addition to directly affecting public safety in the region, the IU Northwest GPS project demonstrates the valuable leadership that a university can provide to encourage collaboration across municipal and county boundaries. Any of these contributions to the life and future of Northwest Indiana are possible because they are in the core academic purpose of an IU regional campus, student academic achievement. The launch of the Indiana University Bicentennial Plan and the IU Regional Campus Blueprint 2.0 created the ideal context during 2014-15 for a thorough review of the IU Northwest planning priorities. The IU Northwest Council, a governance body that includes representatives from all campus constituencies, led a strategic planning exercise that tested alignment of campus priorities with Bicentennial Plan and Blueprint 2.0, amplified them with campus-level objectives, and discussed them with campus constituencies. The IU Northwest Strategic Priorities and Objectives 2015-2020 were approved by the IU Northwest Council earlier this month. IU Northwest's first strategic priority states that student academic success is our primary purpose. The supporting campus-level objectives all represent the campus' emphasis on and investment in student academic success, even in difficult financial times, and include the overall campus goals for improved student success indicators: strategic recruitment and enrollment, retention, numbers of degrees conferred, and degree completion rates. The other strategic priorities and their associated objectives all contribute to the achievement of our primary purpose. At the more operational levels, our campus planning objectives are measurable in formal quantitative and qualitative terms. The IU Northwest strategic priorities and objectives reflect campus and university aspirations. To direct resources to continuously improve degree completion, to realize the potential of diversity and inclusion to enhance learning and achievement, to support the prosperity and quality of life of Northwest Indiana, and to contribute to the national increase in bachelor's degree attainment. After all, it is regional campus students who must succeed if any of the big national goals to increase bachelor's degrees are to be achieved or even meaningful. It is our job to prove that democratized, equitable access to the inclusive excellence of public higher learning can lead to greater equity in academic achievement and prospects for future success. But we learn a good deal about our progress toward the realization of our strategic priorities from the direct testimony of our students, community partners, and graduates. We want to enable our students to learn and practice the liberal skills, professional knowledge, and perspectives that will create the foundation for a fulfilling life and career so that they can take their places as active citizens and community leaders in Northwest Indiana. The final member of the IU Northwest community I will introduce today is Despina Amanatides, past president of the IU Northwest Alumni Association, teacher at Valparaiso High School, and a wonderful soprano who leads the singing of the national anthem and Hail to Old IU at the IU Northwest commencement ceremonies. Despina in many ways personifies the aspiration that our students have deep, meaningful learning experiences that, in their postgraduate years, continue to serve them and our region well.
Coming to IU and receiving that MBA opened a lot of doors for me. For one, I was able to get my education license and teach, and that's what I'm currently doing. It made me see things in a different way, economically, just how the world runs. I believe that staying connected to Indiana University Northwest is very important because it is right in our backyard. And I keep saying backyard because it is. It's part of our neighborhood. And I think it's important to give back to the university because my experiences were great. I hope that many more students have a great experience just like I had, and I hope that they can also take back with them and give back as well so that we can continue this wonderful wealth of knowledge that we have.
Thank you for the opportunity to introduce you to Indiana University Northwest and our role as the region's university, and the opportunity to tell you some of the things that make me very proud to serve as Chancellor at IU Northwest.